Let's get it.
It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas once again. And as always, we're so glad to see it. We're so grateful to be back in the land of the living. And hopefully, most high willing, we got our cameras correctly set up. I had some issues with it. Couldn't figure it out, so I had to reset the whole camera, which seems to have worked. I did a test record last night and it recorded for like 4 or 5 minutes, so we feel it's back up to par. But as I said, all praises to the Most High. It's a great day to be alive and in the land of the living. And you might say, well, Robert, what's so great about today that's unlike other days that you said was great? Well, like I said in the prior recording, it is all about your perspective. And I woke up today somewhat perturbed, to say the least, about my last few recordings. They hadn't went like I wanted them to go. However, we must leave everything in the Most High's hands, work with the tools that we have, and keep moving on. Like I heard a fella say, you can only hustle that which you have. You can't hustle something you don't have. And I thank the Most High, because he calmed my emotions, I should say, and put me back in the right state of mind, to where I had to think about it. If it's something beyond my control, why am I going to worry about it? Or why am I going to fuss about it? Or let it bother my spirit? See, that's the most important thing we have to remember. We can't get outside of what we have on the inside. That's a good way to look at it. We can't get too far away from what he's whispering in our spirit. In other words, we gotta stay in tune with him all the time. I don't believe that's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. See if we can get this to work without us having to take it off the stand. All praises to the Most High. And that's gonna make us sit still and not be squirming around. Oh boy. How many of us notice that the older we get, we just seem to laugh about anything? I know it's true with me. And I think it's called a merry heart does the body good medicine, which we spoke on a few weeks ago, I believe. But yeah, I wasn't feeling so hot today, this morning. And the Most High had to remind me to stay in my place, I guess you would say, which is the secret place. Which, if I'm not mistaken, we spoke on that Monday about the importance of staying right there in constant contact with him. And as always, I do hope, like I said, I hope I said it. If I didn't, I'll repeat it. I hope everyone else is well and that you too are able to get out and enjoy this beautiful day. Getting in fresh air, sunshine, and hopefully some exercise to the point you're getting that heart rate up at least 1 hour out of the 24 that the Most High has given us to work with. Yeah, I do have a great thought for today. It is, the Most High has a plan. Will you follow it? The Most High has a plan, but will you follow it? And the scripts that I have today are basically two scripts in two of the apps. It's my word for today within those apps, my script for today. So I said, well, Father, I know you're not one of coincidence, and these scripts are lining up with how I feel today. So we're gonna go with that. And the first one is Jeremiah 29:11, one of the famous scripts. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Most High, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. And of course we know he's talking to his people at this time, where they were in bondage, if I'm not mistaken, or going into bondage. And Jeremiah was speaking a word to him when the king had him locked up for telling the truth. But we're going to use these scripts as encouragement towards ourselves today, that the Most High has a plan for us if we will follow it. And see, here's how he wants us to follow his rules. And this is further down in Jeremiah. This is 33:3. He says, call unto me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things, which you knowest not. Pardon me. And we have one more he just laid on my heart. Pardon me. And this is Isaiah 55:8 and 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Most High. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Hallelujah. And this is really quite a simple thought today. It's a thought of encouragement, a thought of hang on in there, it'll get better. A thought of patience is a virtue. A thought of let the Most High do what he do, you do what you do, and wait on him. And none of them things sound good. None of us want to hear that. I know of late, and this is part of why I've been feeling like I have, all I've been getting lately was ideas about patience. Wait on the Most High. Be of good courage. He'll strengthen your heart. And see, we have to, I almost said envelop. That ain't the word I want. We have to take hold of them scripts like that and use them for our benefit. See, we don't want that castor oil and that cod liver oil like we said on Monday, I believe. We don't want to take our medicine. But see, that medicine is good for us. Now, if we don't take it, it's not saying we won't survive, but we will have to go at it a hard way, especially during them seasons of cold and flu. And see, that's usually when we would take them medicines before the season of cold, flu, and all other kind of mess coming. Viruses and fevers. Our parents and grandparents would give cod liver oil and castor oil ahead of time to block those things. Have our immune system built up for whatever may come. Because there were essential nutrients inside of those oils that they knew from experience from their ancestors passing down to them that they would need during each season. So this is how the Most High is with his word. And even though we don't like to hear it at times, we still must take it. And like I said, it's not going to be a point where we don't survive if we don't. But in most cases, or some cases, it is. Because like I heard someone say a while ago, it's not what you go through, it's how you go through it. And see, what we have to remember is somebody is always watching. They're watching your walk in order to perfect theirs. What a powerful thought. He just said, what if I have you in this situation to show somebody else how to walk? Just like a kid watches their parents for them first few months before they'll ever attempt to stand up and try to walk on their own. What a thought. And I accept that. I accept that because, as the old saying goes, you never know. Well, he tell me all the time, you never know who's watching, what they're going through, and what kind of benefit you can be in their lives, or how detrimental you can be in their lives. Especially if they're a new believer or they're new to this walk of faith as who we are as a people, being the Hebrews. You know, this is going to take a whole lot of faith. And a lot of times they don't have the example of, or should I say, we haven't had the example of generations after generations. Just like I heard a minister speaking this morning, he was like, our forefathers, they had the temple, they had the city, they were right there. They didn't have to question who they were. But when they was exiled to a foreign country or foreign countries, they weren't expected to be blessed. They weren't expecting the Most High to move on their behalf because they were exiled. And they knew pretty much the time limit that they had before they would go back. And a lot of them, this was what's from generation to generation where they forgot. So they forgot themselves, just like we found ourselves in the same predicament. But as he went on and spoke, he was like, we're at that point in time now where the Most High is causing us to remember ourselves and causing us to know that we're his people. Pardon me. And that we are blessed. And we should expect the blessings and no longer the curses. But we have to remember who we are, like the text says in Baruch 2. We will come to remember ourselves in the land of our captivities. But we have to take on the Most High's mindset during these times. I guess that's the best way to put it. We must take on his mindset and be encouraged, or should I say take on the mindset of Yahushua HaMashiach. See, he knew who he was. He knew that he came for a purpose and he had to fulfill it. And see, I think from time to time, I don't think he knew who he was when he first came. Because it says he let go of all his kingly position, of all his heavenly authorities. And you may find in the script where he knew who he was, but I don't think so. because he grew in favor and wisdom with the Most High man and stature. But all praises to the Most High. I do hope this is an encouraging word to you today, like it was for me. Because if you've been watching me for the last couple of months, the Most High has been saying the same thing. I have a plan. I have a plan. You will hear me quote it quite often. I think I've spoken it in a standalone thought by itself a time before. However, as I learned, it don't matter how many times I do an idea. If I'm doing an idea, the Most High, what should I say, we're doing an idea and he placed it on my heart, then it's rhema for that day. And somebody needs it as well as myself. Like he said just a minute or two ago, how do you know if I have you in this situation? Or he just put in my mind a holding pattern, just like airplanes. Pardon me, let me get myself together. How do you know I don't have you in this holding pattern for this season for someone else's benefit? They need to know your story, see your attitude through your actions and how you dealing with it, and at the same time hear your testimony. Yeah, that first and second part is important. Well, I should say the first and third part, which is they need to know your story by hearing your testimony and then seeing you walk it out in your actions. See, because you can talk a good game all day and night, like I say, every day, all day, every day. We can talk a good game. But when it gets to putting one foot in front of the other, that's what people want to see. And like the Most High told me before, it was like it's all about consistency also. Because you can't tell me nothing about a regimen if you're not working it out. If I don't see you out here every day, putting one foot in front of the other, doing what you say you're gonna do, then I don't want to hear you trying to encourage me. But see, the Most High tells me I've earned that right simply because of my consistency. I've earned that right because I've done what I said I was gonna do consistently. I said I'm gonna get out here and ride 5 miles a day, 5 days a week. You better believe you're gonna see me out here riding 5 days a week. Or like yesterday, I'll post that time with today's time, just to keep myself honest and to keep my followers knowing that I'm still doing what I say I'm gonna do. Even though we might have technical issues with the camera, don't mean we're having technical issues with these legs and this core with this body, period. We're gonna do what we said we're gonna do. All praise to the Most High. We're gonna jump on this bike. Most High willing to get us 10 or more in, then take it to the house.